Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, how did they do it? How? That makes no sense. So it doesn't pop up with them in the box. They have to be physically removed out of the casing, but it works. That's nuts. What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, coming at you with another hopefully perfect AirPods cloned. So I already made that video. Believe it or not, a lot of people wanted some fake AirPods. It was 4 million views, crazy stuff. So today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at the latest from the clone markets, and this one actually uses the W1 chip, which is what blows my mind. I wanna know how they did it. Like, you would think Apple encrypted that where it couldn't be copied, but apparently the latest i14s from China are using the W1 pairing process. So I actually bought several versions from several vendors, and by the way, I'm a little sick, so do give me some giveaway here. Like, this is a hard video to make, but anyways, I ordered several because you're never sure of what you're gonna get. The clone market has gotten so big and notorious that it's copying clones of clones, and it's so funny. Like, these guys, there is no control in China. They're running rampant, making as many clones as possible, and I'm sure that Apple is pretty angry about it. You know, they've gotten to a point where they can replicate the real AirPod pairing experience, and that to most people is number one, you know, second to sound quality. So if the sound quality checks out on these will literally be the ultimate AirPod clones for $40, and that blows my mind. So here's a couple different sources. We'll see if we got the same packaging. If so, then that means we got the real deal, because I cannot tell you how many times I've ordered some and it turns out to be the wrong product. So here's one from DHgate, here's the other one was from eBay, and yeah, okay, so yeah, they are the same. This just has a sticker on them, but looks good, looks good. And we're gonna be comparing these to the AirPods 2 since this is the new standard. $199 versus $40. There's an even bigger disparity now between them. And these are brand new, just for effect for this video. I'm genuinely so curious to see how they did this. Like, was it software hacking? Was it hardware hacking? Did they take apart AirPods and somehow hack into the W1 chip, replicate it? We'll certainly see here. We have fresh packaging to compare it with. And what I like is that they're not trying to copy Apple completely, but they are with the packaging. This is still grounds for, you know, legal disputes here. They don't have the Apple logos on there. They're not completely, you know, blatantly trying to beat AirPods, but they still got very similar packaging, LKTE9. So this is the chip that apparently pairs with your device via W1 pairing. These have Bluetooth 5.0 too. You know, all of this in a package for $40. It seems too good to be true. And a point I'd like to make is, you know, I just get on the new version. This is i14s, and there's already like i15s, i16s, i20s, and oh my gosh, like, let me just tell you, there is no quality standard here. Someone can release the i21s tomorrow and they will not be any better in sound. They will not have any better features. It's just like these vendors, all they're doing is raising the number, but not changing anything about the product, not adding anything to it. So do not let the numbers fool you. Some of the older i10s are way better than the new i13s, because that one actually turned out to be hot trash. LKTE9, that's the one you want to pair with W1. All right, so packaging experience could be better. Some foam in here, cheap plastic, and oh, micro USB, no, oh, no, that's terrible. So I guess that's probably because of legal grounds. Apple probably went after them with the lightning connector, so they had to revert back to this thing. But at least USB-C, guys, that is awful. All right, so we got a button, whereas the button is on the back. This one is on the front. The hinge looks a little bit different. There's no text. So you can probably see they got bit by Apple's legal team, and they're changing things up here. Actually the same in size, so they are 1-to-1, which is good stuff. The port down here is different. Again, they probably don't want to infringe on that with Apple, but micro USB, guys, that's terrible. And then I heard the i15 model is the one that has USB-C, so maybe that is an evolution, a good one. But the listing here checks out. You know, it says Bluetooth 5.0. Here's a W1 pop-up window is what they're calling it. You know, it looks pretty dang good. So here's the official click. You know that I will always gauge and test a AirPod clone by how it clicks. Oh, not so bad. It's a different sound, but it's actually pretty solid. Like, the engineering, ooh, and there's no giveaway in this one at all. Like, there's actually giveaway in Apple's hinge, but there's none in this one. Very good stuff, cool, cool. pretty solid. So that's already a good sign. All right, let's pop these guys out. Ooh, I am not liking that. What is going on there? So that's a little cheap to me. Let's compare it to the real deal. They look pretty close, but the stem, oh no, they're almost 1-to-1. Yeah, the stem is a little bit thicker here, just a little bit, but it's very hard to notice. So physically, yeah, they're not the same, and that old clone that I reviewed is actually still on top of things. Yeah. Like, it was more 1-to-1 than this, but hey, very cool. It doesn't really matter as long as it sounds good. Most of the newer ones, for some reason, started sounding like garbage. And that's a little LED right there, not even a microphone. Anyways, let's see what the pairing process is like. So, and by the way, some glitches, man, that's so funny. No way, is that this? No way. It popped up that fast. So let me throw these back in here. And by the way, let's do our customary test and see if the real AirPods fit in here. A little bit off. Yeah, so the design is a little bit off, like I saw. Fitment is not 1-to-1. And again, that might be because of legal status, because they are able to replicate it as the last perfect clone showed. It's just they might be changing it up not to step on Apple's toes completely. Anyways, we've got some nice glitches going on here. Can always count on Apple for that. Jump into Bluetooth. So this is what they said. Jump into Bluetooth menu and open the case and just wait and see what happens. Was it a lie? Let's find out. Moment of truth. Oh man, that is quite the instruction layout. Press the home button, unlock iPhone, take out LTE 9, move the earphone close to iPhone. So we have to take these out of this and move them right next to the iPhone. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, how did they do it? How? That makes no sense. So it doesn't pop up with them in the box. They have to be physically removed out of the casing, but it works. That's nuts. How did they do it? I'm sure Apple is probably absolutely hating on these companies. If I was Apple, I would shut these guys down. But like, what's that Greek monster where if you cut off one head, two grow in its place? That's basically the same thing here. If you kill one company, two more will sprout where that one died. That's nuts, and they're connected. Okay, let's see if it actually connected and if it was that easy. So it starts auto playing. Cool. So let's turn the sound up. That is surprisingly really good. So if I pull one out, what happens? Nothing pauses. If I pull both out, nothing pauses. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing, but dude, that is so crazy. So this shows up, in your AirPower menu. Like, this actually hacks something physically. That's nuts. That blows my mind. Like, how did they do this? Modern freaking hacking. So let's see what the repairing process is like. If you put these away, they don't auto pause unless you put them in the case. But you put them away. If you pull them out, how fast does it take to repair? It says power on, power on, power on. Whoa, that's quite a process. It says power on, left channel, right channel. Oh, and then it connects. Color me impressed. That's just nuts. Oh, there's Siri Control. So if you hold the side, it does activate Siri. Oh yeah. So it does work. Look, double tap changes the volume. Oh, that's cool. That's the first time I've ever seen something like this. How to say this? It still sounds like you're in a room, like kind of far away from the music, but it's not bad. It's better than the last ones I tried out. For $40, you really cannot complain. It's almost there. It's like 75–80% of the actual quality of the real ones. Obviously not the same. You're never gonna get the same quality, and I highly doubt it'll ever reach that point. But still pretty good. Like, I could listen to music with this. The best thing is the W1 pairings. The one thing I thought they would never copy, they copied, and somehow they did it. Like, man, Apple, get on this. You need to kill these guys out of business. Like, that is not good. That's not a good look, seriously. So as far as battery life goes, they do advertise pretty much a 400 milliamp battery, slightly bigger than the one in Apple's casing, or slightly around the size. What else can I say? Like, their AirPods, the case is really good. The sound quality is almost there. They pair like the real deal. They have the button, the micro LED out here. Like, they tick basically all the boxes. The only thing I don't like is the micro USB cable, but even that's easy to live with, like, whatever, Last thing I wanted to test is the Bluetooth 5.0 range. Let's go outside and do our customary range test, but I'm liking this. This is some good stuff. Let's just do it for effect. I want to forget this device once more. Somehow, These guys have done it. They have done it. Man. So going forward, the bar for clones is if they don't connect using this method, then you don't want to buy them. That's the best there is. That's just, how did they do it? How? So same volume level, same devices, and it actually pairs pretty quickly. We'll compare the speed and detail here in a second, but okay, actually latency is pretty good. They started at the exact same time. I'm very impressed, whoever's doing this. Okay, Bluetooth 5.0 on both. Let's see. So just follow me, let's go. 15 feet, 20 feet. Oh, 30 feet. This one's like stuttering a little, but it's still good, 40 feet, 50 feet. Still solid, both going great. And actually having them in both ears right now, like the quality is very indiscernible from each other, both pretty dang good. Obviously this one's a little sharper, the real deal. And what are we at? 60, 70 feet, still going strong. That's quite a formidable distance right there, and I'd say like 100 feet and both are still going strong right now. You should actually turn around and show them how far we're at. Still no interruptions in signal, both are still going strong. Man, how did they do it? All right, now the cutout, stuttering. Dead, yeah, completely dead right here. So 100 feet solid. AirPods, the real deal, still outdid them a little bit. But wow, guys, like that blows my mind. These have gotten so good that I'm questioning, are the real ones even worth $200 anymore when you can get 80 to 90% of the features for $40? That's just crazy. So I can see these being really popular. Make sure you're getting the real deal of a clone if you want them, because there are clones of clones now. It's so funny. But yeah, so cool. We'll see where they go. If the casing, if there's ever like a perfect model with lightning, I'd like to review that one. But this is where it's at. The i14's good stuff, good stuff. Maybe even have as an extra one in like your backpack in case you lose your real AirPods, in case you need them soldier pods. But all right, guys, thanks for watching. One thing actually, one thing is I want to test the connection speed. So come here real quick. This is a very hard test to do, but they're not too far off from AirPods 2 even connection speed. Like they're ready to go pretty much. I would say not as fast, but still pretty decent. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next one. I'm blown away. That Chinese clone mark is getting more advanced every day. Wow. All right, guys. Peace out.